Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me and you can see my screen as well. So, my name is Dehan Verhide. I am representing eGuardian as an executive for digital transformation. And today's session is about the platform which you are already in, which is the Zoho Meeting and the Zoho Webinar platform. So, to start off with, both of these platforms are basically integrated together into one single platform. So if you are accessing Zoho Meeting, so I can let you know that Zoho Webinar is also integrated within the Zoho Meeting. So that it's very convenient for you to access all the tools within a single platform. So today the webinar will cover a lot of things, and we will be discussing certain use cases and different scenarios as well. So to start off with, I can easily tell you that Zoho Meeting and Zoho Webinar is a unified platform or a single platform for all meetings, calls, webinars, and different kinds of rooms for meetings. So this will be the agenda for the session today. So first of all, we are going to discuss the pain points and then the capabilities of our product. And then we are going to discuss the pain points in webinars of our webinar product. And we will be going through a small live demonstration as well throughout the session. And we will be having a small Q&A session as well. So to start off with, speaking of the pain points that a common end user would face in a scenario of a meeting is quite common and quite simple. So, one of the main pain points that users usually face when it comes to meetings is that they find it very tough, extremely tough to join meetings. So, this can be where the users are being asked to maybe register to their platform, or maybe download one of their applications, or maybe get one of their plugin tools, and different sorts of tiers to go through before joining a meeting. So imagine in a situation where a meeting link is sent for a meeting at 3 p.m. And if the user is joining right after another meeting, right at 3 p.m., that user will have to take some time to join through the process because of all these kind of tiers where they'll have to register or download different sorts of applications. So another pain point of users when it comes to meeting tools is that they face a lot of complexity in these tools. So if we take in a country like Sri Lanka, where the literacy for IT is still developing, they take quite time to adapt to a new tool. They take time to understand the buttons or the icons of a new tool. So these meeting tools are mostly used by any kind of end user. It doesn't matter if their IT literacy is low or high. They are usually accessing these tools in a very the accessibility of these tools is quite complex to them. So speaking of these kind of pain points, which are quite tough to an end user, and also going ahead with the lack of integrations with the meeting tool. So simply put, if we take certain meeting tools, there are a lot of trouble when it comes to integrating the meeting tool with your applications or your platform. So that is another pain point as well. And also the lack of effectiveness. So this is basically about how effectively you can work within your tool. Maybe a raise hand option, maybe adding an external participant into the meeting real quick, or maybe chatting with coworkers, or maybe stopping the chatting, maybe controlling the chat option. So these kind of pain points are quite common when it comes to meeting tools. So these pain points make this meeting experience quite chaotic, and it's quite tough for a normal level end user to join a meeting and then work on a meeting. So Going ahead with the capabilities, or else the capabilities that Zoho provides in as a tool or as a platform is that to start off with, Zoho has the option of meeting and personal rooms, and Zoho makes sure that your meetings are secure. So there's end-to-end encryption, and there are other forms of encryption methods where you can assure that your meetings are secure. And also, there are session recordings. Basically, you can set recordings of your meetings or your webinars, and you can do both audio and video conferencing. So basically, if you are going ahead with audio conferencing, users may not have the option of turning on their video because it's already set to an audio conference. And if it's a video conference, users will have their cameras on in the landing page by default, where they can switch it off as well if they prefer. So these are some level of capabilities of Zoho Meeting. And going ahead with some more capabilities are the screen sharing option, where the users can share their screen throughout the meetings. And also, just to note that Zoho Meeting is fully cloud-based. Zoho Meeting has the capability of going totally cloud-based, which helps to work with different teams and work in a cloud environment without worrying about different scalability issues or issues that you face in an on-prem product. And Zoho has the capability of providing AI-powered meeting tools. So it provides notes, or it gets you notes using an AI tool. So another thing is that Zoho provides live transcriptions. Basically, you have transcriptions automatically turned on where it is live. And also, you can collaborate across your teams throughout the meetings, so that you can work with your coworkers, you can work with your peers while in a meeting, maybe sharing meeting notes or sharing documents and different kinds of scenarios. So we will be talking further on these things in our demonstration as well. And going ahead to the pain points of a user. So these kind of options are there where they just do a few clicks, they enter their name, they keep their mic on and off, and then they join the meeting. And speaking of the other pain point, which is the complexity of tools, Zoho has a very simple and an easy to understand UI, where users can simply go ahead and just take a look at their meeting tool and then just grasp what's going on. And also about integrations of the meeting tool. Zoho has a wide range of integrations that can be set to the product, which is supported by AI as well. And also, Zoho is quite user friendly, which helps the effectiveness pain point of any other product. So Zoho has features such as raise hand, taking meeting notes, giving polls, or maybe sharing different kinds of files. So Zoho has that capability as well. Going ahead to a few of the pain points that we face in webinars. So once again, I want you to just wrap back on things and go back to certain pain points that you would face when you maybe start a webinar, or when you maybe go through a webinar. One of the main pain points when it comes to webinars is that it's very tough to get registrations, or there are low registrations. And also, even though you get registrations, there's a low show rate as well. Show rate as in a low rate of attendees to the webinar. And also, another pain point is that when it comes to analytics of your webinar, let's say you want to check certain level of stats of who joined your webinar, or different kinds of data. that can be quite troubling to find as well. And also, this analytics related thing is also included in meetings as well. So sometimes it may be tough to figure out the analytics of your meetings. And also, there are a few challenges when it comes to branding your webinar. So let's say you just want to add your company brand to your webinar invite. So this is quite challenging, or this customization might not be available in some tools. And also, there's another pain point where the participant management, as in when it comes to the attendees, managing them can be quite complicated. Maybe you want to keep all of them muted, or maybe you want to set the chat on or off, or you want to customize that setting. So these are a few common pain points that a user would face when it comes to webinar tools. So Zoho Webinar has quite a few capabilities that may overcome these pain points, starting with webinar town halls. So we have different town halls, so we can set up town halls where a lot of participants can join into these town halls and then attend the webinars. And Zoho Webinar has the capability of integrating APIs as well to the webinar tools. And it also has a feature of on-demand webinar where users can join through a webinar on demand. And also it has features of polls, Q&A for users. And keep in mind, this can be set in Zoho Meeting as well. It has feature of file sharing as well. This is also available in Zoho Webinar, Zoho Meeting too, where users can simply share a file before the meeting so that the file is available for the people in the other end if they want to take a look at it, or if they want to take a re-look at the file. And also, there's source tracking, where if in case if you want to figure out where my attendees are coming from, are they coming from social media? Are they coming from another different platform? So Zoho provides you the capability of tracking your attendees on which click are they coming from to your webinar. And also Zoho has the capability, or they support you on your webinar promotions as well. So they have integrated options for that too. And Zoho also has the capability of webinar analytics. Basically, it helps you to set your analytics of your webinar. And finally, it provides you with a live streaming option as well, where you can just live stream your webinar. So once again, going ahead to the pain points we discussed on a webinar platform, Zoho is able to overcome most of these pain points. So starting off with low registration or poor show rate, Zoho has the capability of features where there's pre-webinar and post-webinar engagement. And if there's an issue of poor analytics related data, so let's say you need to find analytics. So Zoho has provided an option, or basically a separate tab to track both webinar and meeting reports. So this will help you to analyze what is going on in your meetings, or who joined your meetings, and so on. And challenges in branding webinars is another pain point that we discussed. So Zoho has the capability of brand your webinar invite. So basically what's going to happen is, instead of getting your invite branded as Zoho, you can add your own brand as well. And also, participant management complications can be overcome with different engaging tools that are provided by the Zoho webinar tool. So these are the methods that you can overcome the pain points when it comes to webinar tools. So we would like to go ahead with a live demonstration on how Zoho platform works and how users can utilize the platform. And keep in mind, today in this session, we are going to discuss on the Zoho Meeting platform as a live demonstration. So we are going to start ahead with the live demonstration of the Zoho Meeting platform. So as you can see, this right here is the landing page. So right here, you can see a landing page where the meeting platform is there, and you have it's very simple and very easy to understand. As you can see, you see which department are you in, and if you want to download any kind of applications or anything in this platform, you can get it from the downloads button. And if you have any sort of announcements, if Zoho is providing any sort of announcements to you, you can get that from the announcements tab. And then you have two main options where you can schedule a meeting or you can schedule a webinar. And there's an option called the personal room, which I will go ahead in a few minutes. But we can start ahead with scheduling a meeting itself. Uh, so I'm going to title my meeting, and I'm going to decide whether my meeting is going to be a video meeting or an audio meeting. So I'll make sure that my meeting is an audio meeting, and then I'm going to set a time for it, and I'm going to make sure that it's in the correct time zone. And this will be my host. So this is my own account. So I can set another host as well in this. And then I can add participants as well. In here, you can add participants by adding the email, or else you can add participants by a link as well. So there are many different ways you can get participants into your meeting. So I'm just going to add my email as a participant. And then if we click on the more options button, there are quite a few more features which you can set to make your meeting more customized and well integrated for your requirements. So one of the features is the recurring meeting, which is quite well known in the meeting tools where you can set recurring meetings. And then another feature is where you can set co-hosts. So in here, you can click on the button and then you can add a co-host to your meeting. And another feature is end-to-end encryption. So Zoho provides an option where you can select end-to-end encryption in your meeting, where the meetings will be password protected. And some features won't be available as well when you set end-to-end encryption, so that the security of your meeting is much higher and much validated. And if we take the another option is where participants can be allowed to join before the host. And also you can set reminders as well to your meeting, so that participants will be getting reminders at these frequencies. So it's not just one reminder, you can set multiple reminders as well. But the best practice is to set one or two reminders so that it won't be a spam to the participants. And one of the main features, or one of the different kind of features that Zoho provides, is where you can add session files. So what's going to happen here is you can attach a file to your meeting beforehand you go to the meeting. So let's say I'm going to add this video, and I'm going to attach it with my meeting. So this will help me to share the file right with just a single click. So I can just simply share the file with one click, and that will be shared in the meeting, and participants will be able to play this whenever they want. So as an example, let's say I show this video to the participants once, but let's say a certain participant or one person needs to check this video once again. So they can check from their end as well once I share the video to them. So that is one of the key features of Zoho meetings. So I have scheduled my meeting, and this will provide my meeting details right here. And as you can see, all the meeting details can be taken as a small conclusion as well. And as you can see, the file is also there. So if I go to the other end where the meetings or the invitee was there, you can see that the meeting was added in my meeting room. So this right here is a simple scheduling of a meeting within Zoho. And if you take a look at this, I'm going to go ahead and start this meeting. So you can simply see that the interface of Zoho Meetings is quite simple. You have a few buttons, and these buttons help you to do a lot of things. So in to start off with, you have the camera buttons, and you have the mic mute and unmute buttons, and also you have a button to share the screen. So this will help you share the screen, or this will help you share a whiteboard as well. So if we take a look at the whiteboard sharing option, so if we take a look at the whiteboard sharing option, as you can see, there's an option where you can draw, or you can insert shapes, you can add text. And keep in mind, this whiteboard is collaborative. So users can, the participants in your meeting can also work through this whiteboard with you. Imagine you are you're brainstorming on something with your participants, then yes, this will be a perfect tool for that. And another feature I'd like to show you in this share button is that the share files feature. So now you can see that the file I uploaded when I was scheduling the meeting, it's right here. So this is one of the unique features where you can share the file whenever you want to the users, but it's already uploaded. So you can share this file to the user, and then the user will be able to view the file as a screen share, like this. So you can play the recording or play the video, and the user will be able to view this video just as a simple screen share as well. But the difference of this is that if the user, or if the person in the other end wants to view this video once again, they can do that as well. But let's say in a scenario where you just want to show this video to them once, you don't want to show it to them multiple times or give them accessibility to that video, yes, then you can go ahead with the simple share screen option, where you can share your screen and share your video as well. So these are quite a few capabilities of the Zoho Meeting product. And going ahead with managing participants, this is quite a tab with a lot of features integrated in it. So starting off with option of filtering or sorting your participants, and there's an option to chat. So this can also be set where users are allowed to chat or not allowed to chat. And also you can attach files as well in your chat. And then there is a special option of adding notes to your organization as well, or maybe adding notes to your meeting. And also you have a feature of adding a poll as well. So basically you can enter a poll, and you can say like this, and you can give an option for the polls. And then you can add this poll. So what's going to happen here is that this poll will be there already, and the users can view this poll only when you start the poll. So you can leave this poll as it is, and then the users can view the poll only when you share it. So that poll will be coming to them as a pop-up. So that's how it works in a very simple sense. And also you have the chat feature, like I mentioned before, and a feature or an option to send reactions. So imagine your users have a question or a concern. They can use the raise hand option, or they can use emoji reactions as well. And there are a few more features as well, where you can lock your meeting, where users are only allowed by your access, and meeting notes, as I said before. And you can set meeting recordings in here, and you can set breakout rooms. So in here, if you set the number of breakout rooms, and if you set the users into these breakout rooms, the users will be showing in the main room initially. So you can drag and drop the users into certain rooms. So I can show these to you by joining the meeting from the other end as well. you can simply join the meeting by the link as well. So just like this, let's say I will be needing to join the meeting like this. So as you can see, the user in the other end is able to join the meeting. Now, a few features I'd want you to notice is that when the participant or the person in the other end joins the meeting, they don't have an option to turn on the camera. That is because we put it as an audio meeting. So these are quite a few small things, but which makes your life easier when it comes to Zoho, where there won't be any mistaken camera on scenarios or situations like that. So let me go to the other end of the meeting. And as you can see, the user is there in the main room. And then that user, we can drop it into a room as well, or we can leave that user in the main room itself. And let me quickly show you the poll as well, where the poll is already there. So if I want to start the poll, I can start the poll right here, and the user will simply get a pop-up. So the user can give an option and submit their poll. So this results will be showing in your end as well as the meeting host. Few other features when it comes to Zoho is that picture in picture, where you can basically view your meeting on top of other applications. You can invite your participants as well, and you can change your layout of the meeting. And few other features as you can join through computer audio or phone audio, and you have different preferences you can set to the meeting. So as you can see, you can control your participants on whether they can mute or unmute, whether they are able to share the screen, and so on. And also you get notification settings as well as different layout settings. So I'm going to end this meeting right here, and we will be discussing a few more on the capabilities of we are going to discuss a few more capabilities of the Zoho meeting dashboard right here. So as you can see, this is the dashboard, like I said before, and I want you to take a look at the personal room option. So this acts as kind of like your own meeting room. So imagine you have your own meeting room where people can join this and do discussions, collaborate with you, and work with you, and then leave that meeting. So this is your own meeting link. So this acts as like your own meeting room where you can just start the meeting, you can just copy the link and send it to the user in the other end, and that user can just simply join your meeting by just clicking on this link. So this is quite a very specific feature where this has been well thought out and brought to you. And speaking of a few other features, you have a tab to take a look at your meetings or what kind of meetings you have or you had before. And you have a separate tab, like I said before, for your personal meetings as well. So this personal room, like I said before, is kind of acting like your meeting room where participants can join. So you can password protect this as well, or you can keep this always locked. So going ahead to the webinars tab, this will show which kind of webinars are upcoming and which webinars are already passed. And you have an integrated calendar within Zoho Meeting itself, where you can take a look at how your calendar schedule is when it comes to different meetings. So you can just simply do a click and then join or start your meeting as well within the calendar tool. And you have in Zoho, you have a pool of files. So as you can remember, I uploaded a file before to my meeting. So you can see that this file has been uploaded to my file pool or my cloud, where I can access this file at any time from my cloud. So if I want to take a look at this, if I want to download this file, I can do them. And also, all your meeting recordings will be recorded as well in here. And keep in mind, all these are stored in the cloud. So you have capabilities of expanding your storage and going for bigger options where you can store recordings even at an unlimited rate. So you don't have to worry about the quality of your recordings or how long will you record due to storage restrictions due because these are all stored within the cloud. And I want you to take a look at one of the key features or one of the important features within Zoho Meetings is the analytics tool. So within the Zoho meeting itself, there's a tab for analytics where users can simply go ahead and take a look at their analytics. How many sessions did they do or did they host? And what is the durations of the total number of sessions in the durations tab? And also they can take a session history as well. So as you can see, I have done 2 sessions or 2 meetings. So they can take a look at the history of the past sessions too. So this is quite a good feature where, let's say, if someone wants to take a look at how much meetings or how many meetings they have had, or how long they have spent in each meeting, or let's say they want to take a look at what kind of meetings did they join. So they can get all of these features within this analytics tab in Zoho Meeting. So it's the same for webinars as well. So if, let's say, there's a person who hosts webinars every week for a whole month, so the webinar count will be appearing here, and the duration of the webinars and the history of the webinars as well. So these are quite unique features and well thought out features within Zoho so that your life is made much easier and it's much integrated with your life. And going ahead to few more settings. So as and participant in Zoho meeting, I can set my settings in the time zone, the time format, and the language. And also I can set which kind of virtual background is going to be there. And I can integrate Zoho meetings with Google Calendar as well. And I can make sure my meetings are auto locked so that there won't be any intrusions. And I can set different kinds of settings where the participants should wait for the host to start a meeting and so on. So these are quite a few options which can be set in Zoho meetings, which are well thought out. And there is one option which I'd like to highlight is stop video during congestion. So what this happens is that Zoho meeting is capable of stopping the video in case of a bandwidth issue. So let's say you're suffering a bandwidth issue while you're speaking. So then for the other end, your audio will be a bit stuttered as well. So to prevent these kind of scenarios, Zoho is capable of stopping the incoming video so that you will have more bandwidth for your audio, because your audio is the priority number one when it comes to meetings. And there is another option of muting participants' mic on entry. So this is another option which is very well thought out by Zoho, where you can set on which participant count you can start muting the participants. So let's say you have a meeting where there's going to be around 50 people. And initially, you just want to spark up a conversation and you just want to be a bit conversational with the initial participants. So what you can do is you can set this setting where you can automatically mute the participants starting from the 6th participant who joins. So when the 6th participant joins, from that onwards, the rest of the participants will be muted when they enter the session itself. And there's the end-to-end encryption feature, which can be default enabled within the application itself from here. And also, there's a notification as well of an end session notification. So this is kind of like a reminder, which is very unique to Zoho meetings, where the session end time, or like there will be kind of like a countdown for participants and the host and to everyone on the end time of the session. So this is quite a unique feature by Zoho, so that your meetings won't be overshoot or overlapped with any other meetings. And speaking ahead with few webinar settings, so as you can see, you have webinar settings to set chat notifications, you have settings on public chats, and you have settings to view video muted users, and so on. There are different kinds of settings you can set within your meeting tool overall. And as you can see, we have recording settings as well, how you can set your recording, maybe auto recording or maybe not, or how, when do you want to record your sessions, and so on. So just like that, these are few of the settings you can set across the entire platform of Zoho Meetings. And next, I'd like to go to the Departments tab. So this tab is much more different when it comes to a super admin account. So a super admin is able to set the number of users to different kinds of departments and set different roles as well to the users. So this helps the the organization to run smoothly within the meetings platform. And next, there is an integrations tab as well. So this is a place where I'd like to discuss a bit more on the capabilities of Zoho and how open it is with external tools. So as you can see, Zoho Meetings is capable with Zoho products itself. So you can see a few Zoho products and Zapier products. So I want to highlight a few special products that are commonly used, which is products like Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Outlook, Gmail. So Zoho can be integrated with these tools as well. So imagine you're setting up a meeting on Zoho. So you can make sure that it's integrated with Microsoft Outlook as well, where you have a separate tab in Microsoft Outlook where you can set the meeting in there. So the meeting will be set in Zoho, but the accessibility is there for you in Outlook. So just like that, Zoho is capable of integrating with a lot of different platforms, as you can see right here. And in case of a scenario where you want to take logs or you want to check what the user has done throughout their account, you can take an action log viewer. So this can be viewable across the organization for a super admin, and for a user account, it can be viewable like this. So as you can see, this shows how what I have done in a session, what when I have started a session, when I have created a session, with the dates, with the time, and whether I have created a webinar or a meeting, and which user has done it. So these are very important when it comes to tracking your users, or when it comes to taking any kind of log reports of a user. So these are quite the number of capabilities which you can get from Zoho. And as you can see, this platform is very well and easy to understand and quite user friendly, even if you go through the platform and take a glance at it. So I would like to move back to my presentation and go ahead with the rest. I think this with this demonstration, I'd like to conclude on the product of how capable Zoho can be and how capable you can work with meetings and webinars throughout the platform. And with that, I'd like to go ahead for a small Q&A, where in case if you have any questions, you can share them in the chat box. And we have a team who will be answering you, or who will be passing them to me, which I can answer them for you. So I'll be giving you a few minutes for the Q&A session. Since there are no questions, I think we can wrap up with the session. Um, so I hope you got a good overview on the Zoho Meeting product and the Zoho Webinar product. So in case if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on LinkedIn or even emailing us as well. So I'd like to thank you all for joining the webinar today and staying with us throughout, and hope you have a great evening. Thank you.